This is a crochet tutorial for a rainbow ripple baby blanket, also known as Chevron or Zig-Zag. The link to the free pattern is in the description of this video. I use double knit wool from West Yorkshire spinners called ColourLab, which is 100% natural wool, locally reared, sheared, and spun here in the UK. It comes in an array of beautiful colors such as Harbour blue, Thistle purple, very berry, Cerise pink, Aqua, deep teal, lime, citrus yellow, zesty orange, and crimson red. Of course, you can use any yarn you like. There are a number of versions on how to make the ripple stitch. This is my favorite. The crochet pattern is in US terms. For the most part, it consists of double crochet stitches. The number 4 seems to be the magic number for this pattern. There are 4 double crochet stitches followed by 4 stitches to increase, another 4 double crochet, and then decreasing stitches in 4 spaces. Once you understand how to make one ripple, then you simply carry on and repeat the ripple pattern. Each color band consists of 2 rows of the ripple pattern. You will need the following materials: 2 crochet hooks, a pair of scissors, and your choice of yarn in various colors. For the most part, I used a 4mm crochet hook, or size G. To start the baby blanket, I use a larger hook size of 5mm, or size H. We start off with a slip knot. I prefer to make my slip knot as if I'm making a magic circle. For an in-depth look at how to make a slip knot or any of the other crochet stitches, I've included a video link in the description. With a larger hook, make chains of multiples of 14 plus 1. For my baby blanket, I figured I need 9 ripples, which means I need to chain 127 times. For our sample, let's go for 2 ripples, which means we need 29 chains. Skip 1 chain and make a single crochet stitch for the rest of the 28 chains. And this makes 28 single crochet stitches. Using a smaller hook, for my case, I use 4mm. We chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work, and we work a double crochet in the first stitch. And then we work double crochet stitches in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to decrease the stitches with a double crochet 2 together. We start off as if we're working a double crochet in the first stitch. But we stop when we have 2 loops on our hook. Then we continue by starting a double crochet in the second stitch. Then we stop when we have 3 loops on our hook. We finish this off by yarning over and drawing through all these 3 loops on our hook. Then we do this decrease again in the next 2 stitches. So all in all, we're decreasing across 4 stitches. We work another 4 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we start to increase by working 2 double crochet stitches in each space for the next 2 stitches. So here's our first increase, and then we do this a second time, first and second double crochet stitch. So we have 4 stitches here that we increased. And then we work another 4 double crochet stitches. We follow this up by decreasing using double crochet 2 together. Here's our first decrease. And our second decrease, double crochet 2 together. Then we work double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we work 2 double crochet stitches in the last stitch. So here's our first double crochet stitch. And our second double crochet stitch in the same space. So this is the first row of our ripple for our sample, and it consists of 2 ripples. Then we continue by chaining 3, turning our work, and working a double crochet stitch in the first stitch. And this looks like 2 double crochet stitches in the same space. And then we work a double crochet stitch in the next 4 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we decrease by using double crochet 2 together twice in the next 4 stitches. So here's our first decrease. And our second decrease, which starts off by working a double crochet in the first stitch. Then we stop when we have 2 loops on our hook. Then we continue by starting a double crochet in the second stitch. Then we have 3 loops on the hook. We finish this off by yarning over and drawing through the 3 loops. Follow that up by 4 double crochet stitches. Here's our first one. Two, 3, 4. Then we increase by working 2 double crochet stitches in the next 2 spaces. Here's our first increase. And our second increase, working 2 double crochet stitches in the same space. Then 4 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we decrease again, working double crochet 2 together twice in the next 4 stitches. Here's our first decrease. And here's our second decrease, or DC 2 together. Then 4 double crochet stitches. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we work 2 double crochet stitches in the last stitch. This last stitch is actually the top of the chain 3 start of the previous row. We make one last chain to secure the yarn, as we're going to change the color of the yarn for our next row. Then we cut the yarn. This last stitch will be the first stitch when we turn our work. We take our second color yarn. So again, you can use any yarn color you want, any brand you want. This is just my personal preference. We insert your hook on the first stitch, and then we make a slip stitch with this new yarn by drawing this new color through this first stitch. And then we chain 3. We work a double crochet stitch in the same space. That's a chain 3. So this will look like 2 double crochet stitch in the same space. And then double crochet stitches in the next 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we decrease by working double crochet 2 together twice in the next 4 stitches. So here's our first decrease. And our second decrease. And then we do 4 double crochet stitches. So our second one, our third one, and our fourth. And then we increase by working 2 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. And then we work another 4 double crochet stitches in the next 4 spaces. Then we decrease again twice, DC 2 together. Here's our first one and our second one. Four double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then on our last stitch, we're going to be working 2 double crochet stitches. Here's a second one. Chain 3. Then we turn our work. Then we repeat this ripple pattern in the next row to make the second row for this new color. So at the end of this row, we make a final chain to secure before cutting the yarn. So here we have our sample with 2 colors, both color bands consisting of 2 rows, and each row consisting of 2 ripples. Here I have a baby blanket I've been working on, which I've used the ColourLab yarn to approximate the rainbow colors. For my blanket, which is 30 inches across and 40 inches of length, I have 9 ripples per row, and I use 10 colors of the ColourLab range. Make sure you measure the initial rows of your test piece for you to ascertain how many ripples you need for your own baby blanket. To check and see the pattern alignment, here we have 4 double crochet stitches. Looking at the next row, these should align with the 4 double crochet stitches in the adjacent row. This is followed by 2 sets of double crochet 2 together, followed by another 4 double crochet stitches and 2 sets of increase in double crochet, and then another 4 double crochet stitches, and so on and so forth. So once you've mastered how to make 1 ripple, then you simply carry on and repeat the ripple pattern for each row. Then just follow the ripple pattern for each row, changing the colors in every 2 rows. Let's review the ripple pattern. Here's my baby blanket where I need to change yarn for the next color band. I insert my hook in the first stitch and slip stitch with a new yarn. So from Harbour blue, I want to change it to Aqua. So here's my new color. Chain 3. Double crochet stitch in the same stitch. Now notice where I've positioned the loose ends. So I put it right at the top of the previous row. So while I work 4 double crochet stitches, I will keep this loose yarn in this position to hide them. So here's my first double crochet stitch, followed by 3 more. This is one way of weaving in ends without having to weave in anything. There are other ways of weaving in ends. This is my preferred way. So after this, we're going to decrease by working double crochet 2 together twice in the next 4 stitches. So here's our first decrease and our second decrease. Then another 4 double crochet stitches. And then we increase by working 2 double crochet stitches in the next 2 stitches. That's the first increase and second increase. And then we work another 4 double crochet stitches. And so on and so forth. So the pattern goes, we have an initial increase in one space, and then we work 4 double crochet stitches as normal. And then we decrease across 4 spaces. And then we work another 4 simple double crochet stitches, and we increase by using 2 double crochet stitches in the next 2 spaces. We work another 4 double crochet stitches, and it repeats until we get to the end. The last space we put in 2 double crochet stitches, which is actually an increase. We repeat this pattern for a second row for this yarn. And we keep adding bands of different color yarn until we've reached the desired length for your baby blanket. That's it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.